So let's get straight into the first one then. Employee-generated content. This is a type of content that has been around for some time, and it's only going to increase in importance in 2025 and beyond. And as we know from what we've seen over the past, definitely last 5 years, probably to a lesser degree the past decade, is that the personal brands that your staff hold or the key staff within your business hold is far more important than the brands that your company holds. And the reason for this is very straightforward. People do business with people, whether it be in a B2B environment or a B2C environment. People connect with people as opposed to brands. Now, brands you can definitely connect with, of course you can, but there's going to be more of a dependence on the personal brand side of things and the personal relationships that you have with the company as opposed to the connection you have with the company itself. If we look at employee-generated content that has been produced by brands in both a B2C and a B2B space, one of the greatest examples, from my opinion, is Instagram. And if we look at the head of Instagram, Adam Mosseri, this is the guy who creates some amazing content on LinkedIn and is building a fantastic personal brand. Adam Mosseri, head of Instagram, obviously a very well-known individual. So as a result, he's got a very large following on Instagram. But I can guarantee you that he wouldn't have as large a following on Instagram as he does if he didn't provide genuine value to those that follow him. Now, what is his value that he produces and he provides? He creates content on the latest updates on the platform. What's changed? What's new? How can you adapt to create better content on the platform? He also talks about the best practices on the platform, how you should be writing copy, how you should be creating posts, how you should be hooking people in. And that's why people follow him. He's got this personal brand because he provides that value. As I mentioned, if he didn't create these posts and he wasn't providing value, he'd probably still have a fairly large following on Instagram. And that's purely because of the name of the person that he is and the role that he holds. But because he creates this personal brand and the content supplements that, he's able to grow even bigger and get more followers. So when we look at employee-generated content for your own staff, this is the type of stuff that you should be looking at, providing genuine value and bringing in a greater following in that way. If we look towards more lower level employees, which is probably more relevant to the people listening to this episode this morning, look at someone like a Woolworths. A couple of years ago, they had an employee by the name of Liam Curley. And Liam was just your everyday Woolworths store member. He worked on the floor, he stacked the shelves, he worked at the cashier's register. During his shifts, Liam would create TikTok videos. And it would just be little quirks here and there about working at Woolies and talking about that side of things. And what it did is get people interested in not just him, but Woolworths in general. It was a bit of a look behind the scenes, and we'll talk about behind the scenes content a little bit later on as well. And as a result of this, Liam grew a massive following on TikTok and then later on Instagram and YouTube, etc. So the Woolworths marketing team saw this and they thought, well, this is perfect. This is exactly what we need. We're getting eyes on our business, on our company. So they reached out to Liam and they said, hey, Liam, why don't you come and join our content team and let's build this even bigger? And that's exactly what he did. And as a result, the Woolworths brand just grew bigger and bigger. More eyeballs came onto the brand and it ticked off everyone's business objectives. So those two examples there with Adam and Liam are both examples of how a personal brand can supplement the marketing for a company. Employee-generated content, it's going to only get bigger in 2025. And the reason it works is threefold. Firstly, it builds trust and authenticity. Authenticity is the buzzword of 2024 and it still will be in 2025. And there's a reason for it. It's because there is so much AI-generated content out there now, and again, we'll touch on that later on too, that your customers just want to see truth. They want to see the real life, what is happening in your business. And employee-generated content is a perfect way to do that. Secondly, it's cost-effective. If you've ever looked at using a celebrity or using an influencer in a marketing campaign for your business, you'll know that they demand a hell of a lot of money to take part. So a cost-effective way to do that is engage your staff, build a personal brand with them, use them as the influencers, as the celebrities, as the face of your brand. And you'll not only save on coin in having to not hire out celebrities, but you'll also build up a personal brand, and with that, the brand of your business as well. And finally, it's a great recruitment tool because it shows that your company isn't just corporate. It isn't a blank face. It has a pulse. It has a personality. And I think this is a really important way to look at it, especially in the B2B space, where a lot of B2B brands, they have this corporate front, which is very, very bland. It's very boring. There's not much life to it. You can bring in a little bit of life. We talk about humanizing your brand. This is exactly that. Bring a little bit of personality, bring a pulse into your brand, and employee-generated content does just that. So how can you get started as a company with employee-generated content? It's all to do with empowering your staff. Give them the benefit of the doubt to create the content that they would like to create. If it's like Liam and he's working on the cashier's register, let him do it. If it doesn't negatively impact the customer experience and it only improves it, then let them do it. If it's someone like an Adam, a high-level executive within your within your company, let them create the content. Let them create that personal brand. Empower them to do that and support them where they need the support. On the flip side of things, if they want to become a bit of a thought leader within your company, a great example would be is if you have an in-house accountant, empower them to be a thought leader. Create content at tax time about how the everyday Australian can get more money back on their tax returns, or the little loopholes within the ATO, different things like that. That'd be incredibly valuable for everyday Australians to listen to. It's going to build their personal brand, and alongside of it, it's going to build up your company brand as well. Now, just finally, finishing off with the employee-generated content side of things, one of the common mistakes that a lot of businesses have around this type of content is that they fear the employee, the individual that is building up a personal brand, will become thought leaders in their field, and as a result, they'll end up going out solo and kind of becoming a competitor to their company. And this is really a wrong way to approach it, and the wrong kind of mindset to approach this with. Because I can guarantee you that by building the personal brand of an individual, multiple individuals within your company, they are going to elevate your brand image. It's going to rise the level of expectation. And as a result, not just will they rise up, but you'll rise up, your brand image will rise up, and they'll become your biggest ambassador. And all of these benefits will occur long before there is any potential threat of them going out solo or becoming a potential competitor down the line. So just keep that in mind if you're looking to create employee-generated content in 2025 and beyond. There is probably a threat there, but it is so far down the line that you do not have to worry about it, because you'll experience all the benefits that you want to experience long before any potential threat arises.